The Galactic Commonwealth had encountered many species during its 5,000 cycles of expansion. Some were peaceful, others warlike. Some built vast empires of technology and art, while others remained content with simple lives on their homeworlds. But none, not a single one, had evolved on what the Commonwealth classified as a death world. Until humanity. Captain Drell of the Vargan Elite Forces checked his combat suit's seals for the third time. His chitinous exoskeleton could handle most environments, but Earth's atmosphere contained corrosive oxygen at levels that would damage his respiratory system within minutes of exposure. "Remind me again why we agreed to this joint training exercise," Lieutenant Mocha asked, her translucent antennae twitching nervously. "Politics," Drell replied. "After humanity repelled the Krell swarm single-handedly, the Commonwealth Council decided it would be wise to establish better relations with these anomalies." The dropship's hull vibrated as it descended through Earth's turbulent atmosphere. The 12 members of Drell's squad, the finest warriors the Vargan Empire had produced in a generation, checked their weapons with practiced precision. "Remember," Drell said, "these humans evolved on a world with 1.1 standard gravity, atmospheric pressure nearly double Commonwealth average, and enough radiation to kill most sentient species within a standard cycle. They're physically stronger than us, but we have superior tactical training and technology." The dropship landed with a soft thud. The external cameras showed a barren landscape, a training zone the humans called Nevada. "Doesn't look so deadly," said Sergeant Trill, the squad's marksman. Drell flicked his mandibles in amusement. "The humans relocated their training facility to accommodate us. Their actual military bases are in environments that would kill us even in our protective gear." The airlock cycled, and the ramp descended. A human officer waited at the bottom, wearing what appeared to be minimal protective gear, just a simple uniform with no environmental seals or armor plating. "Welcome to Earth, Captain Drell," the human said with a smile that exposed rows of flat, grinding teeth. "I'm Major Tom Wilson, United Earth Defense Force. We're honored to host the legendary Vargan Elite." Drell's translator rendered the human's vocalizations perfectly, though the alien's body language remained unsettling. Humans moved so fluidly, with no proper exoskeleton to regulate their motions. "The honor is ours, Major Wilson," Drell replied formally. "My squad is eager to begin the exchange of tactics and training methods." As they walked toward the human facility, Wilson maintained casual conversation. "We've prepared a few demonstrations before the joint exercises begin. Nothing too fancy, just some standard Earth combat protocols." The training facility was a sprawling complex of low buildings and open fields. Several human soldiers were engaged in what Drell recognized as physical conditioning exercises. They were running in circles while carrying heavy packs, performing repetitive lifting motions with metal bars, and engaging in ritualized combat with each other. "Impressive endurance," Lieutenant Mocha noted. "They've been maintaining that pace for nearly 15 minutes. Wilson checked his timepiece. "Oh, they're just warming up. Morning PT lasts 2 hours." The Vargans exchanged glances through their helmet visors. 2 hours? Drell asked. "In this gravity?" "Well, yeah," Wilson replied. "This is actually light training. We've dialed back the regimen since you're visiting. Their tour continued to a firing range where humans demonstrated their weaponry. The projectile weapons were primitive by Commonwealth standards, but the rate of fire and accuracy were impressive. Most concerning was how the humans handled the recoil, absorbing forces that would shatter a Vargan's limb joints. And now," Wilson said, "we like to demonstrate our obstacle course, standard training for all recruits." The course looked like a torture chamber. Humans crawled under razor wire, climbed sheer walls, swung across pits of mud, and navigated balance beams while instructors shouted at them and fired simulation rounds overhead. "Is this punishment?" Sergeant Trill asked. Wilson laughed. No. This is just Tuesday." As they watched, one human slipped from a rope crossing and fell 20 feet into muddy water. The Vargans tensed, expecting medical teams to rush in, but the human simply surfaced, cursed loudly, and began the obstacle again. "Shouldn't your medics examine him?" Drell asked. Wilson looked confused. "For what? A little fall. Humans can handle way worse than that. The final demonstration was hand-to-hand combat. Two humans, stripped to minimal clothing, fought in a ring. They struck each other with enough force to crack Vargan carapaces, yet they continued fighting. Blood, their strange red oxygen-carrying fluid, flowed from cuts on their faces, but neither combatant showed signs of stopping. Enough, Drell finally said. Your warrior is injured. Both humans stopped and looked at the alien delegation in confusion. Injured? One asked, wiping blood from his nose. This is just sparring. We're not even going full contact. The Vargan squad stood in silence. For the first time in his career, Captain Drell felt a sensation he hadn't experienced since his larval stage: fear. Not of immediate danger, but of the implications. If this was how humans trained, what were they like in actual combat? Later, as the Vargans prepared for the joint exercise, Lieutenant Mocha approached Drell privately. Captain, I've been reviewing the Commonwealth database entries on humanity, she said quietly. Did you know their planet hosts over 8,000 species that can kill them? They evolved alongside predators that hunted them for millions of years. Drell's antennae flattened against his head. Your point, Lieutenant. Their bodies don't just repair injuries like ours. They actually grow stronger from damage, and their historical records, she paused. Before they achieved global unity, they fought wars that lasted decades. Individual humans would continue fighting after injuries that would incapacitate any Commonwealth species. Drell looked through the viewport at the human facility. Wilson and his soldiers were casually preparing equipment, laughing and engaging in bonding rituals. We knew they were from a death world, Drell said, but seeing it firsthand. Sir, Mocha said, what we've seen today is what humans handle before lunch. I'm beginning to understand why the Krell avoided Earth. The next morning, as the joint exercise began, the Vargan elite watched as humans repelled from aircraft, splashed through mud, and charged training positions while carrying equipment that weighed nearly half their body mass. They did this smiling, some even singing primitive battle chants. The Vargans no longer needed to pretend to respect humans. Fear had given way to genuine awe. These Death Worlders weren't just warriors. There was something else entirely.